Hey, Gary, we can't hear. No, this is Anthony.
Well, in that case, how about now?
Well, I can't hear you on your broadcast.
Hi, Anthony, and thank you for calling and letting us know that we are absolutely just miming this entire broadcast.
I think that's right.
Well,
We're
and
used to Gary.
yeah, evidently I forgot to turn the microphones up.
Yeah, what?
Is it coming through now?
These guys are so quiet. So, Anthony, are you a snoozer or do you wake right up and get going?
Depends.
What's your
My
go-to?
wife says I'm a snoozer.
Your wife says you're a snoozer. I believe her.
All right, no comments on the peanut gallery over there. Hey, well, how the hell are you, Gary?
Oh, I'm doing really well. What about you?
Just taking care of this little girl we got.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. You lucky man.
Yeah. I know. I had to find somebody that looked good in this household besides my wife.
Well, I'm glad you I'm glad you went ahead with the qualification there when you said besides the wife.
That's right.
The last second.
She thought I picked it up a second.
Yeah, that could have hurt.
Especially when you're driving down the road in the same car with her.
You got nowhere to run.
Yeah. I mean, the couch is comfortable and all, but...
Well,
No, I'm glad you'd let me know because, we were talking too much about everything else and I just kind of forgot to turn the mics back up. But
I sent you a couple of comments that said you couldn't nobody hear you, and you're not paying attention to that either.
well, there is that.
Well, there's a couple guys drinking some beer, shooting some shit. Just want to know if you want to watch it. You don't need to hear us because we ain't saying anything important.
Gary's used to people not paying attention to him. So.
Yeah, but I'm pretty good at returning the favor, too.
That's right. That's why we get along so well.
So how's everything in Mississippi?
Oh man, everything is great. We're just on the verge of having to buy canoes and paddle down the roads because of so much rain going on, and
Oh, well, so the fishing is good in the streets.
That's right. That's right. You don't even have to get off your front porch.
Now that is luxury.
Well, the only bad thing is if you happen to run out of beer.
All those people who didn't know they had waterfront property.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've had that in the last week, that's for sure.
Oh, man.
Well, has anybody figured out which where the plug is that you guys can pull?
We're hoping that somebody is about to find it. Ohio is the big state of Washington.
Actually, it's been gorgeous. It's been kind of cloudy and cool the last couple of days, but
Yeah.
sunny in 70s, 80s. Been really nice.
We've been enjoying it.
Good. It's sunny and 91 down here now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like good fishing weather.
Well, yeah. And
Or canoeing.
well, yeah, but he's talking Mississippi. That means that you can not only catch the fish, but you can hang them and steam them at the same time.
And never leave your boat.
There you go.
Better bait with butter.
That's right. That's right. Just hang a piece of butter over the top of the hook. Just let it drain down on the fish.
Yeah, that works.
All right, guys. Look, I'm gonna have to get off here. Y'all enjoy your afternoon. Appreciate the time.
Hey, you be safe out there, and thank you for letting us know we're idiots.
He's
Time. All right, Gary. We'll talk to you later. Bud.
okay. You take care.
All right, man.
All right.
Now that was Anthony. He and I went through truck driving school together.
Okay.
Back in 2002 or 2002 I think it was.
Well, thank you, Anthony, for letting us know that we were basically doing a mime show for the first 10 minutes there.
Well, so tell me, are you are you a snoozer?
I used to be a snoozer. Now I get right up. Except for once in a great while when I really do not have anything to do. But now when I hit the snooze button, I don't go back to sleep for that false couple extra minutes of sleep. I'll you know, like, because I'll know I need to wake up and I'll hit the snooze button, but I'll lay there and I'll be like, okay, well, what I'm gonna do coming up, and then I'll get moving. But I used to snooze. I used to hit the snooze button 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Oh yeah,
That might be.
I knew a guy sleep through an alarm. The alarm would be right here next to his head, going meep meep meep, and he would sleep through that. And I was just like, Scott, what are you doing? You're not deaf. He's just like, I can ignore it.
I used to do that too because of that the sound that it puts out, that bap, 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 or the beep, beep, beep. I'd sleep right through those every time.
Huh.
Because I would start dreaming that I was on a job and that was the backhoe backing up
Or
a
whatever,
truck
yeah.
backing up or whatever job I was working at, that was the thing, you know. So it just fit into the dream.
Right?
Sleep right through it.
Yeah, no, I just, for a while, I think it was a learned habit because I grew up and my mother and my sister both would snooze, hit the snooze button because you hear the alarm go off, like when we had to get up early because she was our ride to school kind of thing, so you hear her alarm go off 3 times, and then she's in the kitchen, then you hear my sister's alarm go off. She was 5 years older than me. Hear her alarm go off a few times, and then she gets up and gets in the shower. It's like, okay, I better get up.
Yeah, see, in my house, it was a lot different. My mom's alarm would go off early in the morning. And it'd go off once. She'd get up and she'd go into the kitchen, start making my dad's lunch, getting his breakfast ready. And then my dad's alarm would go off. And then he'd get up. She'd serve him breakfast, Then, after Mom got everything all cleaned up, then she might go back to bed. Or she'd just sit up and read a book or whatever and everything until it was time for us kids to get up. And us kids, we didn't have alarms. We had her.
Right. She was the alarm.
Yeah, so she'd...
Get out of bed.
Yeah, she'd come on up and she'd hit the door, And if she had to hit the door twice, then she was pissed. So, Gary, time to get up. Okay. Yeah. Gary, I said get up, and it's like, yes, ma'am. Get my pants on and out the door.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So we didn't have too much leeway. It was up, eat out.
Right. Sorry, I got caught up in the moment there. Up, eat out. Woo!
It sounds like a good time.
There used to be this company in Seattle called S.E. Rykoff, and their slogan was, enjoy life, eat out more often. I miss those companies.
Yeah, well, yeah. I would, but she won't let me.
Hey, get better at it.
That's probably the deal. Anyhow, let's see here. Then we went to the shirts. Yeah, so anyhow, I started making new shirts.
Okay.
Okay, I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But this one here, it started cracking right
Okay.
away. Now, I didn't pre-wash it. I didn't wash it before I made it.
Okay.
I wanted to see if it would be better doing it that way or not.
And this is an iron-on. It's not like a silk screen or anything.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, then I went ahead, but I did this one at the exact same time.
And you've worn it the same number of times?
Yeah. Actually, I've worn this one more.
And it doesn't have the fractured print that this one does.
Right.
Because you can see that. It's like an eggshell.
Yeah. And it just, but this one here actually stayed really well. So, but I went ahead and I did some research because...
Conspiracies are fun?
Because this one here, see, I went ahead and I washed this one first.
But I can't see nothing.
Yeah, well, I went ahead and I pre-washed this one.
Okay.
Okay. And that's after one time of wearing it.
Okie dokie.
One time of washing and wearing.
Are there special instructions on the patch itself about hang dry, don't dry it?
Yeah, you're supposed to let it set for 24 hours before you wash or dry,
Okay.
wear it, and which I
And
did.
you-
In fact,
okay.
it was 2 days.
You followed the rules,
Yeah, in fact,
and it still failed us.
Yeah. So what I found out is
That the horse glue. No.
what I found out is that with it being a lightweight cotton, it's 100% cotton, but
Okay.
because it's lightweight or light gauge, they do a chemical treatment to keep it from shrinking in the first wash cycle.
I see.
And that chemical reacts to the patches,
The chemical that's on the patch.
to the transfer paper. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to get shirts that don't have that issue, that are not
Don't
treated.
have the treatment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to.
I bet it costs more.
Well, no, I can get them. I can get them for cheaper than that, because these ones here I got, in a 10-pack at Walmart.
Okay.
They're Hanes, the tagless ones. So, but I can get others, so, but I just couldn't figure out why, and it was driving me nuts, and it still can't figure out why the one is still so good.
Maybe it didn't get the treatment, or
Maybe.
as much of it,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Because those ones I did not wash first. This one here I did, or the other one, the fancier one, that one there I did. I washed it first, and yet the lettering all looks nice and clean.
it's just that
It's
middle
just
patch.
Yeah, the logo.
That's
Yeah,
like you just
yeah,
smashed it for no reason. Because you're an asshole.
yeah. So I but anyhow, so I am learning, and I will continue to try and get it better. So well, Goodwill may end up with some, shirts.
Oh, yeah.
But let's hear. And I got a new cutter yesterday.
A new what?
New cutter.
New cutter.
Yeah. So, like, these ones here, I've been taking scissors and cutting everything out by hand,
Okay.
So, because you get that that vinyl on there, and it makes it kind of hard to breathe, It'll actually make you sweat if you're not careful. You just get that one big sheet on there and everything. So, I cut it, and I cut it to where so I don't have so much, and it still gives plenty of, room.
Okay.
So, but I bought a cutter yesterday and everything, to where it actually goes through and it'll cut out the little, like the hole in the R. So
What?
yeah, so it'll go ahead and it'll print it out. You print it out, and then you put it into the cutter, and the cutter will trace it all the way around and cut out, like in the R here, and everything. Cut the little, insides out and all the
The
way
whites
around.
of his eyes.
Yeah, and so then you go ahead and you just take off all the big pieces and everything, and weed out the little ones, and everything is still on that.
And they're with tweezers like a stamp collector.
Yeah, and so but it sits there, and it stays on the paper, and then you can go ahead and turn it around and just go ahead and do the heat press, and it sticks it on there and everything, and you don't have all that background sticky. So, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, because I remember doing not a huge full chest patch, but something, and I was like, man, that's a lot of extra stuff on there for this thing, and it really annoyed the hell out of my tit, and so I never wear that shirt anymore.
Yeah.
Because I should have done it down here where I didn't mind the fat getting all rubbed off.
yeah, but when you touch across here, you can feel
The patch or whatever.
Yeah, but in between where I cut them, trimmed around, you don't feel anything. So it's just material, But it's a learning process. So it's getting there. But
The cracking.
yeah. So
Why didn't that one cracking?
I don't know, but I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah?
Because that one I actually got the spelling right, because my wife pointed it out after I did the first one. As I was doing them, I went ahead and I did this, and if you look, it says "give us and our." So
Goodwill.
So the wife pointed that out, and so that one, I went ahead and I got rid of the D, so it says "give us an hour."
Got rid of the D, folks.
Yep. So, and that one turned out really good.
Nice.
You know, so. But yeah, I'm starting to work on different designs and stuff, and you know. But yeah, we need to. I got a shirt for you. I just need to come up with the design.
You got the quadruple XL? All right.
Actually, it's 3XL. I figured, you weren't that big.
I'm not even. I think I'm XL. I'm not even that big. I just got the beer belly. I'm
Yeah,
good.
well, the reason I got the 3XL is, first of all, they had them, and they were cheap. Okay, and the other reason is because I don't know about you, but all the new shirts that I've been buying here lately,
A lot smaller than they say.
they're not as big as what they say they are.
Yeah.
So,
Funny, the last few bands I was in, when we actually did merch, we bought baby size, lady small, and then double XL and up only. And we could never keep them in stock. Anytime you bought small, medium, and large, you're just hanging on to those things for months.
yeah. Well, normally, I wouldn't even worry about it, but, like, as we go along, and things progress, and with the radio station as it progresses, I plan on giving things away, and that includes shirts.
Oh, yeah.
But, before I make it, I'll find out what size they are, and then I can just get the size that, they want, this kind of stuff. Of course, they can also go to
The on-store market, the
Yeah.
online market,
yeah,
whatever
the online
thing
store
it is.
there, and they can order what they want and everything, and but
Because it's your choice.
yeah, but it won't
And we
be,
accept Dogecoin.
yeah, and I
No, we don't.
and I don't personally make those, so I just design them and then they're made and shipped, some. But these ones here, I'll actually do my own. So I've already given away a nice outdoor speaker, a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
All right. This guy's giving stuff away, man. Maybe I should start doing that.
well, people, if people can tolerate me, I figure they deserve
Hey,
something.
man. It's like student loan debt relief.
Now that is a crock.
That doesn't bother me as much as it bothers me that we substantially finance countries that we're, number one, supposed to be enemies with, and number two, have no reason to financially support.
That's the part that irritates me is we keep sending out this foreign aid to people that don't even deserve it, that we get absolutely nothing from.
No. It's not that the people don't deserve it. It's that we're giving it to the governments that are corrupt, so it never gets to the people that need it.
Okay,
Never.
yeah.
Or if it does, it's Ronald Reagan's trickle down theory. They got 1 penny out of the 10,000 pennies that were sent.
Yeah. And it just, no, we need to start taking care
End
of
all foreign aid right now.
Yeah, and we need to take care of home first.
Because, like I said, I don't mind the student debt relief of 10 grand. Number one, you have to qualify for it. Number two, a lot of those guys, 10 grand will really help a lot, but a lot of them it won't, because some of those people, $60,000 to go to school, depending on what course they're taking.
Yeah.
So the interest and the payments are forever and horrible. So 10 grand might not even make a difference to them if they don't budget well and pay down the principal.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy that's, I got a BA and it was 25 grand, and so 10 grand off 15 grand. Now my payments are a little less and it's manageable, can survive. So, I'm not mad at them for that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them about that. I am disappointed in my government for not doing that without sending all that money to other countries.
Yeah, well, I don't mind the whole idea of restructuring. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Or if you're going to help somebody out, fine, help them out. But I don't think that the guy that went to college, worked 3 jobs to pay for it, and his parents had saved up and sent him to, I don't think that guy should, once he graduates and does it without any loan, I don't think he should have to pay for this guy's loan.
Oh, well, we've all adopted that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Hey, did you have student debt? No, you do now.
Yeah.
But see, there's also the part where when you were of college age, you probably could have gone to college without a loan, or if you got a loan, you would have paid it off by now because, number one, interest rates weren't what they are now back then.
True.
And number two, the education
Was cheaper.
was priced correctly as opposed to what it is now since they introduced the Pell Grant and the federal loans.
Yeah, well, I saw an article earlier this week that I got a kick out of. Pardon my language, but this I can't remember the woman.
Don't say Pelosi.
No.
Oops, I said it.
No, I was. In fact, you would have known if you'd have let me get the next word out, because it was a lady.
Lady.
No, it was a lady. She was a. I can't remember. I can't remember. She was a Democrat though, dark hair. Anyhow, she was telling Mitch McConnell and everything he should shut his mouth about the student loan debt, and forgiveness, because back when he went to college and everything, his college, it was $325 a year for
Right.
tuition.
Are you talking about AOC?
Yeah, I think it sounds right.
Probably.
Yeah.
The socialist.
Yeah. Anyhow, I have to agree.
No, well, I'm saying
But,
I can understand the debt forgiveness, and I also realize that it doesn't eliminate. It's not like it got rid of their payments.
yeah.
It just sloughed off a little to us, but we're really we got bigger problems than the $10 more in tax we're going to pay because of that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad. I'm
Well,
disappointed in
yeah.
the government.
Well, it's just.
Which leads to being disappointed in us because we've allowed this to happen.
Yeah, it's just it continues on constantly.
Oh yeah.
That you and I, right? We
In a little toy shop, buy a bag of balloons with the money we got.
not quite the same line of thought here. But
Okay.
we go ahead, and we buy a car. Okay, we don't have the money in our pocket. We have two choices. We can either borrow the money, okay, or we can save our money and then buy the car.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I borrowed the money for our cars, right? But I didn't buy another car until that one was paid off.
Right.
Okay. Now, the government has a nasty habit of borrowing money to pay for this, and then they just keep paying the interest only
And minimum.
Yeah, minimum payments when they borrow more. And they just keep borrowing and borrowing, and a lot of the
And
stuff.
it ain't borrowing.
And
Call it what it is. Taking.
Yeah,
Taking.
but they keep taking the money, and they're not even using it for what they're supposed to be using it for. They're giving it to other countries. So now we've got debt for other countries to live better. That makes no sense to me.
No, it makes absolutely no sense.
And then they want,
Which
but
is
they
why
want
I'm
us
not
to.
mad at these students.
Yeah, but they want us to pay it all
I'm not
back.
mad at the deferred payments. I'm not mad at the $10,000 that they may or may not qualify for. I'm mad at our government for flaunting that kind of shit in front of us.
Yeah, but
because that's been the cycle for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, since before Reagan.
It's really become a what did I say? It's Biden buying votes. He's buying the votes of the ignorant, and he'll get them because those ignorant are out there. But
fortunately, I think
he can also reinforce that ignorant bot vote by saying, "Well, look, the Republicans let all those PPL or PPP grants or loans, go without paying them back." Which did happen, but it's so that they can point the finger, so they can, everyone. It's a back and forth and back and forth.
And that's why we're never getting anywhere.
And we will not get anywhere until we all realize they're the problem.
Yeah,
It's not the Republicans, it's not the Democrats, it's not the Independents, it's not the Socialists, it's not the Communists. It's all of them.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to you folks out there. Okay, right directly to you. Okay, there is no way that anything is ever going to get any better, because anything that might possibly happen during the Biden administration that would be good, okay, is going to be undone as soon as the Republicans take over.
Correct.
Again. Anything that gets done that's good when they get done, then the Democrats will come in and undo it. And so we're never going to get anywhere. The only way anybody is going to get anything done is if you get rid of the ones that are in there and start over again. Just flush the toilet. Don't worry about the swamp. The swamp water will take care of itself. Let's just flush the toilet, let it go down to the processing plant, and clean D.C. Okay? Now, I'm done ranting about it for the moment.
For the moment.
Okay. Now, speaking of money that we probably shouldn't be spending, did you read about the airstrikes in Syria that the U.S. did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, wait.
August 23rd?
I did not read about them, but I was told about them and what happened and how much we spent.
Yeah. What's the point? Again,
because
they told us we weren't going to be in any conflict.
Yeah, well, warmongers got a war. Got to spend that money so that Raytheon can make more weapons.
Yeah. Now, to be completely honest and forthcoming with my opinion, okay.
This is all for entertainment, and this is all opinion.
Yeah. According to the article that I read, the reason for it, I have to agree with. Okay. Now, the fact that it wasn't publicized before and it wasn't made public prior is a little irritating, that we were going to join into any kind of a conflict. But it was because they had been bombing across the borders into...
some Russian-held stuff?
No, actually to some U.S. held stuff.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
Yeah, and there were a couple of minor injuries. Yeah, so it was a retaliatory strike and everything in order to make them just back off because we're there. Don't stay out of the way. Yeah, but so I can go along with the whole retaliate and get them out of there. Just let them know that, hey, we're not going to wait and then let you.
But if we weren't there in the first place,
yeah, there
wasting taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Or should I say, funneling them to the right pockets?
Now,
That's all it is. It's just a big wealth transfer.
Here's another. The only reason I'm bringing this one here up is because the headline on it.
Okay, the tag.
Yeah,
I got clickbaited.
It just didn't quite set right with me. I kind of miss. Let me read it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you the tagline, and then you tell me what your first thought is.
Copy.
Kids for cash.
Whoa! I'm about to start breeding. Hang on. How much?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Can I just give anyone's kid for cash? Because I'll go collect them.
Yeah. Well, my wife was watching a movie the other night. Okay, now this is set in China, right?
Okay.
So these guys, this man and his wife, ended up stealing these two kids, and they
call that kidnapping.
Yeah, well, they started trying to sell them off.
Okay.
To these other people, but they were trying to sell them, the boy to one house and the girl to another. Well, the girl wasn't being quiet about any of it, and she was letting everybody know. She was going to everybody, including a cop, saying, "Hey, this isn't my parents," and this kind of stuff. And the cop just, well, no, because they kept saying, well, we just gave her a spanking. So and then I read this, but no, what it turns out is, in Pennsylvania, there were two former judges that sent children to for-profit jails for minor infractions.
But they'd give them maximum sentence.
Yeah,
so
and they were getting kickbacks
longer, so they get the kickbacks. Yep.
Yeah,
that's happened all over these here United States for-profit prisons.
Yeah, but I had to read that article.
Yeah,
Kids for cash. Kids for cash.
He's like, I got two. I can just have one. Which one's worth more, older or younger?
Well, how much are they paying? Because my wife is still young enough, you know. I mean, maybe we could have twins.
Just do the in vitro and fertilize it on up. Make sure we get like 8 all at once.
Yeah, and let's see here.
Top out a litter.
Tomorrow. I wish I didn't have to work because I'd like to watch it.
Okay. Meteor shower.
No, Artemis. Artemis 1 rolls out.
Artemis 1.
Yeah. Artemis 1 is a vehicle in Florida's Kennedy Space Center that they're getting ready to launch. Mission combines agency's massive space launch system, powerful rocket, the most powerful rocket ever built, and it's Orion space credit. God, I forgot to mark it.
Where's my highlighter?
And my glasses.
Here, you want 2X?
But it's supposed to be going into deeper space. And this is the prelude to the next
deeper space, like
yeah, but
following the Voyagers.
Well, no, it's not going to go that far. I'm trying to remember. I'm getting a couple of them mixed up here.
Okay.
I think that the Artemis is actually. Oh yeah. Okay. Anyhow, the Artemis, I guess, is actually going to be going doing a thing around the moon and this kind of stuff, and it's going to set the precedent for the next manned space or moon landing.
Moon mission. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I thought that would be a really good one to watch. So your UK hits double digits inflation.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, what do you think about the digital currency they're going to be rolling out?
I would just assume them actually label it exactly what it is.
Control.
I think that it should have a giant B.
Dot S. Dot.
No, for Biden bucks.
Uh-huh.
And give him all the credit because that's exactly what the whole thing is. Biden's the one that signed the paper to make it fun.
I get that.
Okay,
But
so
but
let's
this
call
has
it
been
Biden
coming,
bucks.
This has been coming for
A long time.
A long time.
Yeah, but they're going to use it to actually control what we're able to buy, what we're able to do with it.
Yeah.
They're going to tell us how much it's worth.
Hey, we think
and
you're traveling a little too far, so you can still eat food, but you can't buy any more gas this month.
Right. Or let's
Oh,
see.
you had a little too much hamburger at that last stop, so now you can't have hamburger for another 3 months.
Yeah, or you gave to this charity and we don't like that one, we like this one. So you can't-
spoke out against the supreme authority?
Yeah.
You're cut off for 3 months. Let's see how you do.
Yeah.
People don't think that's a reality, but it is.
Yeah, and it's coming real quick because Biden signed it.
I'd say 18 months for the transition because people are so conditioned to be like, oh, the government's helping us, especially these good guy Democrats. That and, Bitcoin came out and trained us to be ready for digital currency. And it's really been even longer than that because remember when the euro came out, we were supposed to have the Amero, which was going to be the Canada, North America, Central and South America combined currency. Yeah. And that never came to fruition, but they came up with the Bitcoin and they used, in my opinion, they used that as a nice catfisher. Whoop, whoop. Oh, look, like 80, 90 people got rich. Oh, you're all going to get rich. Oh, everybody start using it. And then they started controlling it. They started controlling the price of it. And then everyone was just like, well, I like buying stuff with the Bitcoin. I like being able to not do anything. And then you notice that they start at the self checkout. Now there's one that takes cash, and the rest of them all take the card. Yeah. Or you go to the gas station and it's closed, but you can still get gas if you have a card. Right. So they're the transition.
They're weaning us off cash.
The transition is there, yeah. Well, because the Federal Reserve is insolvent to the tune of like $1.6 trillion.
No, actually, it's more like $73 trillion.
They've
been printing free money.
If you go with actual notes in circulation, then yes. If you go with what they have on their books, what they have written in their ledger,
Yeah.
then it's the 1.6. But that's just like the way they sell ounces of silver, because you can buy the silver certificate,
Right.
which says you own that ounce of silver, but they'll sell that same ounce of silver to 200, 300 different people.
Yeah.
If it's not in your hand, you don't own it. That piece of paper doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. Paper burns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been really working towards that.
Yeah.
And
You want to pass one more over to me?
here, yeah.
Why? Thank you.
That was the very last one. So.
Oh.
No. I mean,
got
I've had 4. So
Well, here, drink this. I got coffee brewed in there.
if you don't want it, because I got plenty at home.
Go ahead.
Okay. See, we love each other. But yeah, so I mean, we've been getting trained to get off the dollar. The dollar is a fiat currency. All fiat currencies die. This one has been propped up for longer than any other fiat currency in history, and the I don't even know how to describe the fall that this stuff is about to take on us.
Yeah.
Because, like, what, back in the 50s, back in the 40s, the dollar was still worth 80 or 90 cents, and now it's maybe worth 3 cents, maybe a nickel, maybe.
Here, let me grab a cup of coffee. I got a
I don't mean to scare anybody, but what I'm saying is, in about the next 2 years, we're not going to have the U.S. dollar anymore. No more paper currency. What's going to be happening is they're going to trade us over to the U.S. CBDC, which is the United States Central Bank digital currency. And it's not a bad thing, as long as the transition is 1-to-1. And if you get direct deposit, you're never even going to notice it, because you don't go to the bank to deposit your check and see cash change hands and whatnot. So it'll be nothing to you. But in about 3 years after that, once everybody has become conditioned to use only the currency that we are allowed to use, and the social credit score stuff starts taking a firm grasp, and they start limiting what you can buy, how much you can spend, where you can go, who you can be with, and what you can say, then we're fucked. But I won't be here for that.
Well, here's a personal observation. Okay, I've been around for a couple of years. Just a couple.
Two.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, millennium. Anyhow, when I was a kid, okay, we got green stamps. If you bought cigarettes, you got the little coupons and stuff, and they're like Raleighs and Bel Airs and stuff, right? And that's for free stuff, and you used to get some really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you used to get cool toys and cereal boxes.
And Jack and Cracker Jacks, okay, you used to get great stuff, And now you're lucky if you get a little comic book in there,
The lick and stick tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got my new chicken shirt.
But when I was a kid, there was a place called the 88-cent store. And it was the 88-cent store from as far back as I can remember until the right around 1970, 71, somewhere in there. Then it went up to the 95-cent store or something like that.
Yeah, because you're talking about Woolworths that went from the nickel to the dime to the I think it went to the quarter store, and then it just became the 88-cent because the tax would give them 90.
Yeah. But it just kept going like that. Now, my wife made a comment yesterday when we were going around, and I saw a dollar store. And I said, oh, there you go. There's a dollar store for you and everything. She looks at me and everything, and she says, they need to change the sign. I said, why is that? She says, because now everything is $1.25. Nothing is $1 anymore. So even with that, I mean, you can't even buy good garbage anymore, for a
Dollar
buck.
Tree's right across the street from the dollar store, which is right next door to the 99-cent store. Where are you shopping?
Yeah, and when you think about it, it's really kind of sad, because I also remember when I was a kid, when McDonald's first came out around where I was, the commercials that come on TV and everything where you could get a hamburger, a French fry, and a drink and get change back from $1.
Yeah.
You know? Now you go to McDonald's and you pay almost as much as right around the same amount that you do if you go to Denny's. You know? And that's actually, in my opinion, Denny's is still better food than McDonald's, you know?
Yeah.
They actually do the hand-formed burgers and stuff, you know, and everything, you know. The ambiance is
Trash, but whatever.
well, it depends on which one, you know. I mean, some of them you got, you know, the
Man, I used to go to Denny's on Denny, and Elvis once in a while was working there. It was great.
I used to go to Sambo's when I was, you know, and it was a lot like Denny's, you know, except it was a tiger for a mascot, you know. But go to Sambo's and everything, you know, for coffee after the bars closed, this kind of stuff. And then they went out of business, so then it was Denny's,
Yeah.
you know. And but I ended up getting off work, you know, at midnight or something like that. And then a buddy of mine, you know, he got off at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I'd sit there at Denny's and everything drinking coffee until 4 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, so I spent $1.25 for coffee, you know. And while I'm waiting for him to get off work, give me a ride home, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, coffee's the same. I assume that the processing might have gotten a little more expensive and whatnot, but the buying power of the dollar is what's falling.
Yeah. Really sad, though.
That's not that sad. It's inevitable. It's the plan. It's by design. You can look on the internet. WEF. They have a playbook. They have plans. They'll let you read them. They'll let you know what they're going to do. And we just sit here and just go, oh, okay.
Yeah, it just still breaks my heart.
And you watch those conferences when they're like in Davos and stuff, and they're just like, the people will definitely violently not like what we are doing. When are we gonna violently not like it? Because right now it feels like we're very complacent.
Yeah, there's only a select group, or select groups, I should say, of people that I think actually lean towards violence to get anything done.
Yeah, the
I
government.
think, well, no, I was thinking more like, you know, BLM, KKK, you know.
I think the BLM and the KKK are the same.
Oh, fairly close. You know, they're at least their methods.
They got the same donations from the same people.
Yeah. and their methods are so close. You know, but you know, it
Textbook similar.
yeah. So it's just not. I don't really see where, unless something drastic happens to where people are going to just all of a sudden have to start doing without everything, you know, and to where, you know, it's more like a fight or starve.
Fight or die. Yeah.
Then I don't really see where it's going to be just a wham. We're going to start being violent all across the nation.
And what really sucks is, I mean, I've said it before that, like, we've needed a revolution, and we needed it at least 50 years ago, because back then it probably still would have been chaotic and bloody, but not as bad. Now we're complacent and we're comfortable, but they want a civil war so that we fight each other. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to get to that head.
Yeah, well, I still hope that people will get their heads out of their tails and go for the revolution instead of the Civil War. However, I don't really see too much going in our favor as far as the revolution either.
Well, that's the problem. Because a revolution at this time only benefits the revolters and the people that are in that mindset of their change.
Yeah. But I just really don't see too much damage being done by a revolution at this point, considering that just about 90% of the population, even those with guns, you know, okay, let's storm D.C., start running, you know, and they get about, half a block and everybody's, and they start passing out, you know, stop at McDonald's to get coffee and a soda, you know, and whatever. Nobody's going to get anywhere. It's going to take them forever to get to the other end of town.
Yeah. Like that.
Excuse me. Yeah, well, that cold kicked my tail, man. I'm not joking. I missed 2 days of work.
What?
Yeah, I missed. I'm both on Wednesday and Thursday.
He had the vid, people. He had the vid.
Yeah, and all it is a cold. And this is funny. As soon as it started in, my wife was really on my case, wanting me to get a COVID test.
Yeah.
And I kept telling her I don't have any of the symptoms of COVID. All
But
I've got is a
you're
cold.
gonna test positive.
Probably not, because
You'll test positive.
You know. So I told her no, I'm not going to do that. 2 days later, what does she want? I needed to go in and get checked for monkeypox. I'm going, why? Have you been screwing some gay guy?
Where's the blisters?
Yeah. Are you having sex with somebody else? Because as far as I know, it's sexually transmitted. She goes, no, it's in the air. I said, no, it's not
No.
in the air.
No.
It's sexually
It's
transmitted.
from close contact, from bodily fluid exchange. You don't have to actually be penetrating, but if you've got a sore and I've got my tongue in that sore, there's a chance.
Yeah, it's kind of like herpes. But
The gift that keeps on giving.
yeah. And when you get rid of it, it'll be back.
Yeah. it hasn't been gone. It's taken a break. Yeah.
It's on vacation.
So monkeypox lockdown, what? End of October?
I don't think it's actually even going to go into
So that
that.
we have to do mail-in ballots?
I don't think we're actually going to
So
go
that
that
they
far.
can not cheat?
Yeah. You know how to stop them from cheating on the voting ballots?
Because
Don't have a vote.
I've heard people suggest that we do just like they did with American Idol and vote by phone. Do you understand? It's not who cast the vote that matters. It's who counts the votes that matters.
Yeah.
So if we can't be actually involved in auditing the counters of the votes, then we're never going to get a true election. Ever.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll vote, and I'll vote.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got two.
Yeah. So.
This is like the mail-in ballots. 3 or 4 years ago, I got like 10 mail-in ballots, and 2 of them had of them there were 2 different serial numbers on the bar. Same name, different serial number. So I basically could have voted twice.
The easiest way to stop all of this stuff, and there, it's similar to you just using the phone, but there is a way of foolproofing it.
Is there?
Yeah.
How?
Okay. First of all, everybody has a unique identifier, their Social Security number. If you're a citizen, you have
You lost me.
You have a Social Security number, right? Everybody that votes is supposed to register to vote. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. So when you register, then they give you a PIN number. Okay? Call it a 10-digit PIN number.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can go to online. They know who all's been dead. They can go ahead and they can cross-check it with their Social Security numbers. Make sure that, anytime somebody dies.
Are you about to take out our strongest voting population?
Yes.
Son of
Anytime someone dies, that Social Security number should be placed in the no longer available category. Okay. If anybody's been disqualified for a legal, moral, and what's the word I'm looking for? Justifiable reason. Okay.
Okay.
Something that our Constitution would agree with. Okay. Then that Social Security number should also be in the not available section. Okay. So now when you go get ready to vote, do it from your house. Do it on your phone. Do it, computer, whatever.
So I got 1 computer, 2 computers,
yeah, but
3 computers, 3 phones. So I've got 6 votes.
No, because you go ahead and you put in you sign in using your Social Security number. Then you got to enter your PIN number, and it can only be used one time. Because once your Social Security number has been accessed with the PIN number, then that vote is counted. That way there, nobody can go ahead and just, well, I got his social security number. I can do that. I can
So
do that.
what if someone uses my social security number, gets their own PIN number, and does it, and then I go and I get my social security number, get a PIN number, and now my vote's invalid because someone stole my social security number to make their vote count?
Not if you can report it as stolen. So that
But I won't know until after the vote has been said. Oh, you've already voted, sir.
No.
What do you mean I've already voted? I
No,
didn't
because
vote. Now I got to get online. I got to call this guy. I got to wait 45 minutes just to talk to a computer that says we're going to be right with you. Hang on, your call is important to us. The vote matters.
No, actually you don't. Because when you sign on using your social security number, okay, it'll already show you whether or not you voted or not.
And at that time, I have to go. Fuck, I voted, didn't I?
Right. And now you can go ahead, were you the one voting?
And then the litigation lasts way past the voting actual thing,
If
and
you-
then it
if you-
doesn't matter if my vote was one in
No.
thousands that didn't make a difference.
No, because you should have already been able to prove who you were when you registered, right?
Not if it's over the internet.
Well, when you registered, you got to enter your social security number, your driver's license number, or whatever, right? ID number. Okay.
So if someone has that,
Well, okay. Now, if somebody gets that, you can go ahead and you can refute it. And
but
while
I
that
have
is
to know.
yeah, and if it says that you've already voted, you go on there. Then you can go ahead, get on, talk to somebody to prove that you are you, and it will take that other vote out of the system
But
as a
how
fraudulent
long does
vote.
that take? Because if that process takes longer than the actual voting thing happens and the count's over, and by the time they get done counting, if I'm in a pile of 1,000 that doesn't matter because they lost by 10,000, it still doesn't matter who I voted for.
However, the votes would actually be counted as they're done, so you would never have to wonder where the votes are because everything's computerized. And at this point, you don't even have to have it recounted or whatever because there is a record that you could actually print out saying, okay, well, these are the ones that did. And if you say, well, hey, this guy here voted 4 times, okay, well, then we'll go ahead and we'll check these social security numbers because you say that he did this with these 4 names. If anybody's dead, yeah, those ones are wiped out. Okay, it's easy to backtrack and check as long as you're doing this.
It's easy to backtrack and check now, as long as they're doing it. But
Except,
we
except you're
don't
doing it.
audit our vote counters enough. You see these people online auditing the police all the time, trying not to be confrontational, but still getting the confrontation. Well, no one's auditing the vote counters.
Right.
And as long as we turn the blind eye to the vote counters, we have no say in what happens.
Except
And it doesn't matter if it's digital, paper, or verbal.
now
It
because
does not, because you can manipulate all of that. It can all be manipulated.
that is the safety on it because
There is no safety.
yeah, as it's going through. Okay, right now when you do the voting, right? None of the it takes what 3 days,
You
4
ever heard
days
of
or
this guy
more.
named Edward Snowden?
Yeah.
You ever heard of this company called the FBI? You ever heard of the NSA, CIA? These people manipulate information electronically all the time.
Right.
So to say it's fail-safe, to say it's foolproof is misleading at the nicest.
Now, I can't say that it's going to be totally foolproof, but what I can do is do this. Okay, you got your counters, except they're not counting. All they're going to do is be able to verify whether or not the computer has counted right. Okay, they can go through and look for duplicates of
But see,
anything.
you're placing your faith on the electronics. And the electronics can be manipulated. And if I'm sitting here and I'm watching this thing say, oh, bad vote. Oh, okay. A bad vote. Oh, bad vote. Oh, a bad vote. But meanwhile, this machine's got hundreds of thousands of bad votes just going through. But to make my job verified and viable, oop, there's a bad one. Oh, I got to track it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, we are in a position right now where we are really being dangled over the fire because we don't take our civil duties seriously anymore.
This is true. There used to be a lot of pride.
There used to be a ton of pride.
Yeah.
There used to be a shit ton of accountability.
Yeah. If you didn't vote in your
And
area,
there used to be no need for auditing. Now we need it, but no one's doing it except for the cops. And I'm half sure that the ones that are doing it to the police are trying to get a settlement. You know?
Yeah, probably.
Because once your civil rights are violated, then it's all paid out by the taxpayer. I made $10 million because they beat me up. Yeah, that's a... Well, now not only do I have student loans, but I've got year payment to make.
Yeah, it's getting bad. I give you that. I'll give
Get
you
rid
that.
of qualified immunity for the police officers and for any of those big pharmaceutical companies. Just those two. And any cop that says, you get rid of qualified immunity, I'm going to quit. Quit. Because obviously you need the qualified immunity because you're a bad cop. The ones that are like, whatever, those are people that are there to serve the community.
Yeah, well,
because there are good cops.
There
And
are
there are
a
bad
lot
cops.
of good cops.
There are definitely more good cops than there are bad.
Yes, a lot more.
But
So-
because they want the division, they exploit the bad cop stuff that happens. Like those 3 cops that beat the hell out of that dude
Yeah.
a few days ago or whatever. You know, there was a lot leading up to that. But yes, once they got him on the ground, they should not have done any of that. None.
Well,
I understand the backstory. I understand
Yeah.
the whole predicament. But once that guy was on the ground and there were 3 cops on him, they didn't need to do any more. They can just handcuff him and take him, you know.
yeah, but you
Shit,
know,
tase him, whatever. But, you know, kneeing him, slamming his head in the ground. No, that was not necessary.
back in the '80s, you know, I had my face slammed into the ground. You know,
I'm not
they
saying
had
I
me.
haven't been beaten by cops.
They had my legs. They zip ties. They had zip tie around my legs and everything to keep my feet together. My hands were cuffed behind my back, and they had me out trying to slam my face in there. So
I've had them let the fucking dog loose on me. You can't do nothing to that dog. That's like assaulting a cop for some reason.
well,
Got the scars to prove it.
see, they didn't have to do that, but you know, I wasn't trying to get away. I just got pissed off.
They didn't have to do it to me either. I was giving up. I was done. I was like, hey, yeah, that was me in the bush. I'm coming out now. Get him! The fuck? Dog. Hurrah! Mother, father. You touch that dog as an assault officer.
Self-defense, in my opinion, at that point.
Yeah, well, you know, if I'd have had my druthers, and believe me, I love dogs, but I would have killed that son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. I found out the majority of them, though, you just hold them up by the nape of their neck and they kind of get a different attitude.
I just let it get my fucking arm and held its jaw down on my chest, I think. Yeah. Whatever. So, yeah.
But yeah. They're
There will, and unless we start auditing our civil servants,
yeah.
we are neglecting our civil duty.
Yeah. I agree.
And we need to understand that this is a constitutional republic. Yes, we have democratic policies where we elect officials to speak for us. That doesn't make us a democracy. We're still a constitutional republic, and in that, the Constitution tells us that we need to keep an eye on what's going on. You want freedom? Well, you got to keep an eye on it. You got to actually watch what's happening to make sure your freedom doesn't slip over there. Make sure these things don't happen. Make sure the corporations don't take control of your government, and all of a sudden your government's shipping money outside of this country when this country needs all the help it can get right now.
Yeah, and that's right back to where we were earlier.
Yeah.
So
It's very cyclical. We talk about the same things, and I know it sounds boring, and if you find it boring, well then, I'm sorry.
you can always call in and change the
you can always
subject.
you can always change the subject. Tell us we're wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'd love to hear that I'm wrong, and I love to see people show me.
Well, I think that's how
Where
my sore
I'm
throat.
wrong.
I think that's how my sore throat started,
I
and
love
everything
that.
was
I love
telling
that.
you were wrong so much.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that is about all the time we got.
What? We made it?
Yep.
Oh my God! 4 beers. Whoop, whoop.
1 beer, 1 cup of coffee.
Anthony, thank you very much.
We do appreciate you, bro.
Thank you very much for catching that. That's like you catching me on my show when I'm messing up. You're just like, hey, it's not a what's going on. So
yeah, be sure to catch him Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. at
6 p.m.
NWCZ Radio
Channel 1. Yep.
And they actually pick up this podcast at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays also.
Plays right behind it. Boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. So you get to hear him twice. You only have to put up with me once. Anyhow,
or you can just skip my show and go straight to the replay of this one.
yeah, you can always call, text, email, and we'll get back to you, let you know. If it's really good and it's a voicemail, we'll play it over the air.
Hell yeah.
If it's a text or an email, we'll read it. But please go ahead. Veg at rubberchickenradio.com, Gary at rubberchickenradio.com, and let us know what you think, all right?
Hey, it's been another episode of...
You must be joking.
Right?
Take care, all.
Thank you, everybody. Look at that. That one might not be demonetized.
Yeah, like we're ever going to make any money doing this.
That's not my ambition.